Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 3 p.m. here in New Vienna. That means it's time for another live stream. It's Monday, December 21st, 2020. Yeah, 21st, man. Nearing the end of the month, getting close to Christmas. And because it is Monday today, it is a Monday mukbang where we eat stuff that's not always running related. This one is maybe running related, possibly. We'll find out if it's running related or not. Today, I'm taking a look at space ice cream or freeze-dried ice cream. I was trying to think about it, and I'm not sure that I've ever actually had space ice cream before. I've had lots of different, I've had like the Dippin Dots. I guess I've not had that many different kinds of ice cream, but I've had other things. But I just don't think I've ever gotten to have space ice cream before. I've seen it tons of times, like at the Science Museum and stuff. And every time you go to a museum, there's always space ice cream. It's got the astronaut on the front. It's in the foil package. And it just looks ridiculously expensive, and my parents would never let me have it growing up, and I just never thought it all that appealing. But it is here by popular demand. We've got Rain Runner saying freeze-dried ice cream. Yes, totally here for this. And it was definitely, where is it? It was Martha's idea. See, Mike is on the case with my suggestion a few months ago. She's been requesting this for a while now. But investigating space program food as possible runner's food can't be worse than spaghetti with M&Ms and syrup. Well, it certainly can't be worse than that. Not that that was miserably bad, but that was just not that palatable. So we'll see how this goes. But first, before we do that, let's say hi to everyone listening on the podcast version, audio only. Thanks for tuning in, even though it's not live and you don't get the benefit of like seeing things like the space ice cream today. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you guys are having a good run or a good commute today. And everyone watching on YouTube after the fact, awesome. Thank you also for tuning in. Sorry you can't make it or couldn't make it today for today's Monday mukbang stuff. So let's see who else is here. We've got Carla saying hi. Rain Runner. Oh, we already saw that. She said she was excited for the freeze-dried ice cream. Cristiano says hi, everyone. Ines says hi. Kofuzi and everybody. Happy Monday. Freeze-dried ice cream looks interesting. Yeah. AJ Munn says, oh, hey. JC says, whatever happened to Dippin' Dots, the supposed ice cream of the future? I don't know. It died at the mall, I think. Maybe it died with the mall. So, I think that's where it is. Christian says, this should be interesting. Does all of that look like Crystal Flakes? I don't know. I'm actually not sure what it's going to look like. I think I'm supposed to have, if I remember this correctly, I think there's supposed to be ice cream sandwiches as well. So that'll be interesting. Or I don't know if I looked at a couple that were ice cream sandwiches, and I think this one isn't ice cream sandwiches. So it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully I don't need a spoon to eat these because I didn't bring a spoon. I do have some coffee with me just because I'm really cold. I've been sleepy, increasing the miles. So definitely body's a little bit tired. But so I've had a lot of coffee. But I think this will be kind of a good companion to go with the freeze-dried ice cream. Rain Runner used to love getting astronaut ice cream. At the Science Center as a kid. Curious about this 2020 version. Nice branding. Yeah. So, this is just it looks like a regular package. It still is Cosmik with a K, which I don't know if that is just they wanted to spell it funny or if there's other reason for that. But in terms of nutritional content for this, I was looking and I was like, maybe this could be. But I think the salt's a little bit low. So for this whole thing, it's 140 calories, which is about, in the category of what you're getting for a gel. But it's only 12 grams of carbs. So not a ton, not a little, but not a ton. 2 grams of protein, 40 milligrams of salt. So I would have actually liked for there to be more salt in this if I was going to eat it as running food. But it does have 9 grams of fat. So that's an interesting thing for me. So So we'll see how that goes. It says it's ice cream for adventure, freeze-dried, and ready to eat anywhere on the planet. Check that out. See, no refrigeration needed, 0 artificial ingredients. It's just going to be really strange to open this up at a technological food and be like, oh, there's no artificial ingredients in it. Yeah, so let's just dive into it while we're on it. So I'm going to start with I got 3 flavors in this. I got another multi-pack. I bought it on Amazon. There is cookies and cream, strawberry. Strawberry is my favorite flavor of ice cream. Cookies and cream is generally pretty high up there. Mint chocolate chip, I generally don't like. I don't like mint a whole bunch. So I'm trying to think, have I recently enjoyed mint? No, I don't think so. Maybe if there's gin that goes with it. But let's try this. Let's try this out. Open it up. And all right, so open up the first bag, and it's inside the bag is another bag. Oh, and it's dusty. The packaging like opened up. So this is not an ice cream sandwich. What I have in this one, I'm trying not to like make a bigger mess here, but let's open this up a little bit further. Okay, look at this. Whoa, it looks like little like styrofoam. It looks and feels like little styrofoam blocks, but it's got some texture in it. I'm guessing that's the chocolate chip, and the color doesn't look all that green to me, but we got an overcast day here. Lighting's kind of weird. It's definitely very light and airy. This is weird. It turns into almost like a paste in my mouth. Very minty. I'm getting a little bit of chocolate. I don't know that I would like this to run with. It's tasty. I like eating it. But for running, I feel like to go from like freeze dried to like, goes basically like a dehydrated food to hydrated. It's you that's doing all the hydrating of it. So I think during running, I'm not sure that would really work for me. But if it's like, I don't know, if there were a situation when you're trying to load up on calories real fast, because it wasn't the most nutrient dense of foods, but get some fats in there, get some protein, not too much, 2 grams. So I don't know, but it's tasty. So, other than that, it's tasty. I enjoy eating this. I'd rather have regular ice cream. I'll tell you that though. But peculiar, very peculiar. I don't think I'm going to eat. I usually eat the rest of everything that I have on the Monday mukbangs, but this one is really, because this inner bag open, it's really messy. And I got 2 more ice creams coming up. So I'm going to put that aside for now. Frank says, is this Space Force Guardian food? Yeah, that's what I was looking to see, like, what else do the astronauts eat? I think the rest of what astronauts eat, like, do they actually eat space ice cream on the space station? Like when they're up there? I don't know. I'm sure like that's like whenever like the astronauts have interviews with schools and kids and stuff, I'm sure that's what they talk about. Like I've seen they have juice boxes and stuff, and they do the trick where you like to squeeze the juice box and you get the bubble circular blobs of juice and they like slurp it up. But then like, what else are they eating? I have a feeling they're just eating like food puree. So like you're eating like it used to be a real popular food product. Do they still make it? Where it was basically like, it would be like oatmeal and like a nut butter, maybe some other like just savory flavors in like a pouch that you just, with a screw top, and you just slurp it in. I wonder what are astronauts eating? I wonder if there were also further advancements in space food, or like food you could eat at 0 gravity, or food that was lighter weight anyway, with the establishment of Space Force. I wonder if they were like, if we're gonna get these soldiers up in space, we're gonna need to make sure they have the right food and get their MREs ready, So I wonder if there's gonna be any trickle down, kind of like GPS was a military tool and then became in everything. Are we gonna get space food? Philip Burns says, hi everyone, guess I'm already late to the party. First run in the Enda Lapitet today of the rainbows. Oh, nice. Shot a new 5K PB of 2025 by 1 minute and 2 seconds compared to before. Awesome. That's fantastic. Great work. Wow. Yeah, mine are still sitting in the basement. I need to shoot the B-roll for it, and then once I do that, then I will be able to take them out for a spin. I probably won't get to them till next week, I think. Kevin Scott wants to know if do they have a hyper ice flavor? I looked around. I was like, surely there's got to be like a ravioli a cheese ravioli flavor, or like a lasagna or spaghetti flavor of it, of like freeze-dried food that I could eat. I didn't find anything. There wasn't any actual food at all. Like I would have loved to have had like, I don't know, like if it was like turkey dinner, like I feel like that's another one that would get made. And then I started like looking at just dehydrated food, like the kind that you might like people like. Did you guys? Not that I would take hiking because I don't hike, but did you guys watch like the Billy Yang video when he did the John Muir Trail and they had that like dehydrated food? They would just add boiled water to it. Like I started looking at some of that stuff and I was like, yeah, I don't know. That's a whole other rabbit hole to go down. And I couldn't find a way to buy it at less than like a 20-pound bucket. So I'm like, I'm not going to buy buckets of food. I mean, I'm sure I probably will at some point, but I wasn't ready to do that quite yet. Matt Votu says, what will happen if I freeze dry my PEG 37s and put them in the air fryer? That's the best use for them I can think of. PEG 37 is overrated. That's funny. I think you'd probably at some point pop the Zoom Air. That's one thing. And I don't think there's any water in the React foam, so I don't think it's going to really do much. The air frying might, depending on how hot you get it, might melt some of the glue. That's what I'm thinking. All right. Lewis is telling us that the weather in Tijuana of 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, beautiful. He's good for some ice cream. Yeah. I was just thinking, you know, I've been having ice cream with the girls. We have we get peanut safe ice cream from a creamery out in New York. They send it on dry ice, and then every time they send a pack, like we order it, the girls and I play with the dry ice afterwards. So it's a lot of fun. It's exciting on 2 levels. But so we've been actually dipping into it, even though it's been really cold here. But I think I may eat more ice cream in the winter than I do in the summer. I don't know. It's kind of weird. All right. Let's see. Scent Nomad says, cheers from Berlin, Germany. Happy to finally watch a live stream. Welcome. Good to see you. And Frank just got some Atreyus in the mail just now. Nice. I'm going to be doing an update video. That's what tomorrow's video is going to be. I started working on it today, and I was just super tired. I woke up. My alarm went off at the normal time, and I snoozed a whole bunch. And then I was even thinking about skipping my run today because I was just feeling sluggish. But I did start working on the next video, which is going to be just an update on my experience with the Atreyu artist. And some other other news, but I think you guys probably are more up to date on that already, so it won't be too much news for you guys. But so that's what's going to be tomorrow. But yeah, it's interesting what's going on over there. Carl Joey Umbless, good to see you again. Carl says, good morning from the Philippines. Welcome. Jeff Elliott says, hello, I'm home after a double and some errands, and now I'm eating everything. Oh, that's how I've been today. I've been just wanting to eat all day. In fact, right before the live stream, I was going to do something else. I got a new brand of bars that I was also going to look at today. And I was like feeling hungry about an hour ago. And I was like, maybe I'll do that today. But I decided, no, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to eat something and then have dessert on the live stream. So that's what I'm doing. So I just had a couple of bean tacos in the air fryer. Really nice. But I also had ramen noodles for lunch. And I've just been eating all day. So hungry. I think it's like it's part of it is my body's tired, but part of it is just for me a response to the cold. It just wants to be like, we will warm up from the inside out. That is the plan. So I've been drinking a lot of coffee, eating a lot of warm food. It's been good. Frank says it's the shortest day of the year. Is today winter solstice? I couldn't remember when it was, but yeah. Well, you know what that means though. The days are starting to get longer then soon. Well, I guess after today. I'm excited about that. Ryan Polly says, yo, co-fam. What's going on, Ryan? Mihi says, hi from Slovenia. Awesome. Very cool. Matt Motu says, PEG 36 air fried yesterday, or air fried yesterday, and then given to a homeless person who would rather be barefoot and gave me a dirty look. That's funny. AJ Munn says, hey, Mike, how are you liking the Beacon 3s? Are they better than the Nova Blast? Ooh, I don't know if they're better. That's a good head-to-head, but they're very different. So like there's a lot to, I think, unpack and just kind of like separating that part out. But Are they better? I'm not sure. The Novast is pretty insanely good. So that's a tough one. But I do really like the Beacon 3s. I'm trying to close out on the Triumph 18, so I've been running a lot in that. I might tomorrow. I don't know what shoe I'm gonna run in. I might run in the Beacon 3 again tomorrow, or I might try. I'm still trying those Torin 4.5s. They are not agreeing with me, so I've already run it in twice. I haven't been happy with it, so maybe I'll give it another shot. But maybe tomorrow is another Beacon 3 day. So we'll see. We'll see about that. All right, Mark Chancoco's here. Gabriel Santos. Good to see everybody again. Martha's saying happy solstice. Yes. Stevie76 says, yo, what's going on? And Caleb says, Kofuzi, trying to talk my wife into running the tunnel marathon. Help me out. Oh, Caleb. So the tunnel marathon, it's basically, if there was a such thing as like a running theme park, the tunnel marathon would be like the main attraction. You start out running through a tunnel with everybody, and it's a really strange, like sensory deprivation kind of type of experience. So it's really cool. And that's flat. And then the rest of it is basically 2,000 feet of downhill. So it's just a super fun ride. Scenery's great. It's got like a trail race vibe rather than like a road race vibe. And you're just like, it's just a beautiful place to run. So I had a lot of, there's a part where you run through like a park, and that's like in the 20s, like somewhere late in the race. And that gets a little bit discouraging because you're like, I really hope I'm not lost right now. But other than that, there's that like one little blip. The rest of it's just super fun. Afterwards, there's a giant, they make this giant like tub kind of area where people can stand like up to their knees in cold water. It's really strange. I never got in it, but I'll probably get in it next time. And there's like watermelon and chips afterwards. So it's pretty cool. I mean, it's fun. I really like the Tunnel Marathon. Stevie76 says Han Solo was freeze-dried. I mean, it was been put in carbonite, so I don't know if that's the same as freeze-dried. But I think, he comes out and says he's cold, so I imagine it's like the same thing. All right, let's get to cookies and cream, number 2. So open up this one. The stats on it. Oh, this one has more sugar. 14 grams, 55 milligrams of salt. So a little bit more on each of those. Still 9 grams of fat. And, all right, this one, it's blue. I don't know if they're all intended to come pre-cut, but mine are all like cut into like 3 spots like this. It's kind of weird that they would put it in a bag, but the bags are all, I guess maybe they're just getting squished and they're all popping open at the same spots. I don't know. Here's a little chunk of it. It's all kind of like, both of them have been like the same kind of color, just like off-white with some speckles in it. This is supposed to be cookies and cream. Definitely tasting like that cookie kind of flavor to it. It's good. It still kind of gets like a little, not slimy is not the right word, but like pasty when you're eating these, because like you're eating a freeze-dried food, but I like it. I like it though. You know what? I feel like, I don't know. How I don't know. I don't remember how expensive these were. I don't think that they were super cheap. But I feel like this could be something that like Honey Stinger makes. Because I already make the Stroopwafel, which somehow are considered like a runner food, even though I can't imagine like running and eating it. But it would be good to eat like before a run or after a run. I think they could probably tinker around with some of the recipe on it to make it have a little bit more stuff in it than a runner might be interested in. And then it could be a pretty tasty treat. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like what would like the post long run ultimate like runners like recovery. Like, think of it like the idea. We were just watching Christmas Chronicles 2, and it's not spoiling anything for you guys. I don't think that matters anyway. But there's a part where they eat dinner at the North Pole, and Mrs. Claus has figured out a way to make broccoli look and taste like, like red velvet cake or something like that. And so, like, what is a way, like what would the foods be to eat after a run that are like, but these have all the things that you need to recover well, like lots of extra protein, all your electrolytes. It's got turmeric in it, like that kind of thing. I feel like I would want like a stroopwafel, coffee. I would want coffee to have like some caffeine in it. You could probably put a lot of the stuff that you need for recovery in a coffee drink, and then maybe like a donut. But I mean, just pizza too. I don't know. So that's what I'm thinking. Like this could be like a part of a series or a suite of foods that could be like very fun to eat as a recovery food. It doesn't have. I mean, like the way I'm thinking of it is, recovery stuff after like a long run. It doesn't have to be like 2 scoops of powder into a thing that you go click, 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 and shake it. I hate that sound. So I don't know. I think we might be onto something here. Rainwater says, it's my half birthday on the solstice. Very cool. Happy half birthday. Timothy Betts says, hey everyone. What's going on, Timothy? Good to see you again. Mark says, they still have Dippin' Dots in Florida. And Martha says, what was Dippin' Dots? Dippin' Dots is basically like micro globules of ice cream. So I don't imagine if they ran it through like a Play-Doh Fun Factory and you're like just squeezing it out and then like you're like cutting it really quickly. So it doesn't get to be like long strands, but just like really small little like pellets, tiny pellets. And so it would still have to be refrigerated like ice cream. And when you melted it, it just melted into like, melted ice cream. But it came in these really small pellets. And what it would do is it would, because of the high surface area, it would melt really quickly in your mouth. I thought it would just melt really quickly as a side note, but I never really understood the novelty of it. But it always billed itself as the ice cream of the future. And it was just so strange and took over malls. It was everywhere. And Rainwater says, Dippin' Dots never appealed. Yeah. Jeff Elliott says, it looks like styrofoam. It does. It kind of has that like strange lightness that like styrofoam has. And it has a little bit of a squeak too. So on a lot of it, it checks off a lot of those boxes. But it doesn't taste like styrofoam. So that's always a plus, right? When we're eating stuff on the internet. But that flavor is really nice. I mean, the first ingredient is cream. So it's still like regular food. It's just freeze-dried. And I don't know. I'm probably going to have that before my next long run. I'll probably eat like all the leftovers at once for my long run and see how that goes. I wonder what would happen if you put it in milk, like in a bowl of milk, or maybe like if I had granola, yogurt, and like this as like a topping in my granola and yogurt. I think that'd be pretty interesting. Scotty B says, hey all, night run, 6-mile spin in my first LED shoes, review on Strava. Ooh, interesting. Cool. And Lewis says, my son loves Dippin' Dots ice cream. They still sell little bags of them at some malls. Yeah, okay. I feel like they definitely appeal more to children. Like I don't know. I'm trying to think of like, I don't live near a mall, so I haven't like gone to a mall in forever. But like I can't like, I'm just trying to like wrap my head around like an idea of like a grown adult being like, what we should do? We should go to the mall, get some Dippin' Dots. Like that just seems like a very weird sentence to me from one adult to another. But also like at this point, going to a mall with another person who doesn't live in my house seems like a weird idea. So I guess it's all relative. Jody's here, says good day everyone. Awesome. See you again. Martha says Scotty B shoes in Strava today look like Spider-Man cast a web on them and plugged them into an electric socket. All right, now I definitely got to check them out because I think they would go with my electric gloves. Oh man, that'd be funny. Matt Vote 2S says Marathon Project was amazing yesterday. Noah Drive puking on the finish line was epic. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I think it's funny. I think it's awesome. He was working hard. I haven't finished watching all of it yet. I've been trying to watch it, but I've been streaming it on the Xfinity Stream app because I programmed my DVR at home in Chicago to record it, and like it'll play fine for a while, and then it'll just get stuck, and then I get frustrated and give up. So like I don't know. I've watched the first half hour of it twice, I think. At this point, the things that stand out to me so far, the main thing that stands out to me is that that Brooks commercial. If you guys watched it, there's a Brooks commercial that's on it that has Des Linden in it, and Des Linden is commentating, which I think is fantastic. I think she's great at that. But like she's talking about Brooks and the Hyperion tempo and how Brooks, just helps her run. And then a lot of the footage, I think it was just older. I don't know. I mean, I know she's run in the Hyperion Elite 2, but I don't think they had like the camera crews out to get her to running in the Hyperion Elite 2, because it's all like you see her running in the tempo, Hyperion tempo, and then the Hyperion Elite 1. And I'm just like, that brings up memories. So it's just I don't know. I'm guessing like they were like, people won't notice, but I noticed. Martha says, can they make a vaccine like that? No version needed anywhere on the planet. Yeah, that would be amazing. I mean, they do have some vaccines where it's like it's in a banana. So like you just give someone a banana to eat. Like you combine like a food problem with a vaccine problem, smash them together, and like you're giving away bananas that have medicine inside. I'm not sure how that works. I'm pretty sure they're not just like injecting a banana, but they're doing something. There's all these interesting delivery systems that are being developed to solve different kinds of world problems. So I think it's pretty cool. Immunology was one of my favorite subjects in college. It's just a shame that I wasn't smarter and better at it. But I did enjoy it. All right. Yeah, Carl Enjoyable says, no freeze. It looks interesting. It's kind of weird. Saint No Man says, I take the chocolate mint then. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, mint is good in something like a mojito. Yeah, it's good there. I'm trying to think. I did eat a gel recently where I was like, there's mint in this. I'm not going to like it. I can't remember. Was it a Unived gel I think it was a Unived gel where I was like, I don't hate this. This is crazy. But normally I'm like, if it's not gum or toothpaste, I don't want mint. Because when I see it, I know mint looks very different than basil, but when I see it on stuff, I'm like, why'd they put basil on this? And so instantly my mind goes to pizza. And so I just get really confused when I see a mint leaf. So I don't know. That's probably just me. I can't imagine that's anyone else. All right, let me see up here real quick. Junwa coming in with a super chat. Thank you so much, Jun. Says, Sub Kufuzi, thank you for your videos and the live stream to get through a difficult year. Happy holidays. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's been definitely my pleasure to be able to do these live streams. They're so much fun. And I feel like everyone here has gotten so close together, and we're still meeting new people too. More people are coming in. I think that's great that it hasn't been like this thing that's become like a closed kind of circle. And so it's still welcoming here too. So I think it's just amazing, the people that are hanging out here. So I've been having a fantastic time too. So thank you guys. Ed says, I bought a huge pack of Stroop waffles at Costco. Taste the same / better than the running ones from Honey Stinger. Interesting. Is the nutritional content the same though? I imagine that they probably are. That's what I would think, but that's the one thing that I would want to know. Ben Browning says, Recover Brewing. Is that like a real thing, or is that something that we could put together? Like, is that a suggestion? I hope it's a real thing. I hope there's a brewery called Recover. Well, the Recover Brewing would have like a different meaning for most people, so that probably wouldn't go well. But yeah, like a beer that has a lot of electrolytes. But I think a lot of beers, people are making those, so that's already a fun thing to do. Carl Joey almost like citrusy flavors for post run for him. Okay, cool. All right, let's see. Let me scroll down to the bottom. I think I'm really far behind you guys in terms of the comments. Yeah, Jeff Elliott says athletic brewing is a thing. Yeah, I was just looking at some. I think they come up frequently in my like Instagram feed or whatever it is. I'm not. I think that's where I'm seeing it. Sorry, my hair's getting like in my face today. Yeah. And Stephen Gerzer says Gatorade beer. I mean, who was saying? Oh yeah, you guys were telling me about putting your noon in a drink. What do I do with that? Do I put it in like a hard liquor or do I put it in a beer? I'm not sure. I can't remember. Sean Marshall says, my in-laws are Dutch and think it's funny that stroopwafels are running food. I mean, I think it's funny that stroopwafels are running food too. I mean, that's why I like the main reason I had them for a Monday mukbang, because I was like, this is weird. This can't be right. But I mean, I just like it. It's good. It works for me. But I also think that's what makes it great, is that it's like unexpected too. So like, I think it's just fun. Matt Votu says, Dradi expelled what I'm guessing was more than a quart yesterday. Yeah, it was a neon color too. It was all whatever he was drinking. And so that should be a Saucony commercial. Yeah, I mean, it would appeal to people like Dradi, I think, and a lot of other people. I think Parker Stinson was giving him a hard time about it on Instagram today too. Yeah. Carlos says, any tips to go sub 18 in the 5K training or race? Or he means sub 19. I mean, that's a good question. That's right. Kind of where I'd like to get, to have something in the 18s. I think that'd be fantastic. I'm not training for a 5K right now, but I think that what I would probably do is I would do a lot of threshold work, and I would do a lot. I mean, I think a lot of threshold work is important for pretty much every race, any distance race. But I'm also thinking a lot of 800s and 400s is something that I would throw in there as well as still keeping the mileage up, because it's still a pretty aerobic race. And you're running fast. You're running faster than your threshold pace. So you are getting anaerobic as well, but it's not a sprint. It's still 5K. So I would approach it with an 80-20 approach, lots of easy miles, but then really intense, shorter stuff. So that's what I would go with. I've been really interested in because I've been using the power numbers to kind of guide my workouts lately. I've been looking at more of Coach Tinman's. I forget his real name all the time. But Coach Tinman's kind of approach, where he doesn't really like periodization. He thinks it's old fashioned, and he'll do something like in the workout, it'll be something bigger that's more towards threshold level. And then at the end, throw in a couple of once you're tired, throw in something that's shorter and higher intensity. So it'll be like 3 times, 5 to 10 minutes at threshold intervals with some rest in between those. And then a couple of 400s and maybe 200s at faster than mile pace or faster. And it just seems like a very complicated workout. I don't like complicated workouts, mainly because I can't remember them. But I'm intrigued by the idea of it. And I think that for a 5K, though, and I think a lot of his guys are 5K, 10K guys, or maybe even shorter. Some of them are steeplers, aren't there? I think it makes a lot of sense. It's interesting, but it's more complex. It's over my head. I don't know how to put that kind of plan together. All right, Ed says, as far as the honey stingers, there's 30 grams, 150 calories, 7 grams fat, a little bit of soda, only 60 milligrams. So that's what the ice cream has. And then, yeah, I mean, nutritionally, this is pretty similar to a honey stinger stroopwafel. And the normal stroopwafels have like the same stuff. It's got even more sodium in it, which I like. So, hey, there we go. Buy the big bulk pack at Costco. If you like the flavor better too. And they're still individually wrapped too, I would assume. Yeah. Yeah. Mark says, my runs are pretty much just based on the amount of time I have that day. I've been there. Yeah, I do that a lot as well. So I can understand that. All right. Marcin Jax Baus Skivus Zien Wazoo. That's a lot. Says how to record voice with GoPro while running. Can you please recommend? I don't use anything. So I just, when you hear me talking to a camera and while I'm running, it's just the camera itself. So I think that GoPros, like each GoPro, I don't think, did the GoPro 9 have, I remember going from 7 to 8, there was a big improvement in audio quality. And I think that is like a secret underrated feature for them, is that their audio quality, I think, is really good. The trickiest part about running and talking to a GoPro is the wind. And so what I try to do with it is figure out, like, if I can talk to the GoPro when I have a tailwind. So when the tailwind is behind me, it kind of creates a bubble of air around you. And so there's less wind noise that's coming in. So that's one of the things I try to do. If it's windy, I try to think about where the microphones are on the GoPro, and then try to point the camera in a way. So you're talking with the camera here, or maybe you're talking with the camera here, but depending on which way the wind is coming from, maybe one of the mics is pointing directly into the wind, which means the other one isn't. The GoPro can figure that out, and then we'll isolate on the one that isn't directly in the wind. So that's the other thing that I do. Now, the Insta360 ONE-R lets you pair a Bluetooth headset to the camera. It's a great idea, but it doesn't really work for me. I don't like it. And then you have to have like the Bluetooth earbuds with you and paired to the camera the entire time, and that's difficult. What I think Sage, and I think also Ben Parks does, is they have like the cage that goes around. I don't know if they're using the media mod as well for the later GoPros, but I've seen both of them in their videos. Like, so you could see it in the shadow. They'll have like a little, like a video, like the video mic, the micro. Yeah, like the Rode Video Micro on top. And so some people like to use that. I think that's just a lot for a GoPro. So I just go without it. That's my answer. All right. Let's see, we had one up here. Spence Home says, buy in bulk at Costco. Don't have to tell me twice. You know, I don't know if I've ever been into a Costco. I've been to a Sam's Club for sure, but I don't know that I've been into a Costco. I don't know if there's a huge difference, but you know, yeah. But and in Chicago, there is like one of those big box retailers in Chicago, kind of near us, but like our apartment's so small. I typically find myself buying like the smaller, like I know like when you go to the grocery store, they say buy the bigger one, you get a better value, like per ounce or whatever. I always buy the smallest one I can find because then it fits in my house better. So that's kind of like, you know, I don't mind going grocery shopping a lot. I actually like going to the grocery store. I miss it, but right now I miss it. But yeah, like, so I would love to be able to have like lots of storage where I can just squirrel away food. I like that. Jody says, my wife works for Costco. We have bulk of everything. Do you have the bulk stroopwafels too? Let's see. Dr. Funk 1216 said, I did an Epsom salt bath for the first time today on my day off from work and running. I feel extra good because of it. Might be a placebo effect, but I'll take it. Does that really work? I'm trying to think. I think Seth has done a video about that before. I'm not sure, but yeah. I don't know. I'm not a bath guy, so I'm not sure if I would ever like that. Stephen Gersdorf says, hey, Co, is it possible to live stream a run? It is. Ginger Runner did it for his 100,000 subscriber special. He ran a 100K live streaming the entire thing. Logistically, it was difficult because he would basically put the phone on a gimbal, like a little handheld gimbal, and ran with it. Sometimes he held it. Sometimes some of the people he was running with held it, I think. And then they also had that connected to a battery pack. And then they needed to make sure that like they weren't going to run into data overages and stuff like that, because that's a lot of streaming, you know. But he did it. he did it. So that's possible to do. For me, I keep getting invitations to review those phone gimbals, and I always say no. But maybe, and I don't want to copy Ginger Runner's idea for 100K, but I guess I could live stream a run. Now, the GoPro has an ability to live stream from the GoPro. So maybe I'll do it that way, but it doesn't do it from the GoPro. You can use the GoPro as your live stream camera if it's tethered to your phone. So I would still need a battery pack to the phone and also probably a battery pack to the GoPro. I don't know. I think we could do it. It just seems like a lot of stuff. Let's see. Max Posey says, what playlist do you use for your runs? I listen to, I have a playlist on Apple Music. It's called Kafuzi Run Club. I think it's public. I think people can find it. But I listen to that. I try to keep it up to date with like fresh music, but it's mostly like stuff that I've listened to for a long time. There we go. Don't know, the camera went out for a second. Okay. So there's that. And then also I've been listening to, there's a playlist on Apple Music. I use Apple Music because I run with Apple Watch and I stream music to that. And then, so another one in Apple Music, like it's just called Today's Hits, that playlist. That one's pretty good usually. It tends to get modified based on what else you're listening to. So it's somewhat like you don't have to do anything, but it kind of figures out what you like. I think based on what like you don't skip, and so it kind of feeds you things that you're enjoying. But that's new. So that's how I generally find like stuff that I don't already know. So those are the two main things that I'm looking at right now. I'm trying to think what else that I've listened to. Every once in a while, like when I want to like experience like an artist that I'm not familiar with, I will on Apple Music just do like their essential. I'll make a playlist of, or I'll like they'll have like if you look up an artist, Apple Music has like the essentials of theirs, and I'll listen to that. So like I have like a Logic playlist, and recently I've listened to Billie Eilish, which I never thought I would say that, but if you take out some of the stuff that's popular of hers, the rest of it's actually really good. I don't like any of the stuff of hers that's like been on the radio, but the other stuff has been a real surprise. So those are the two things I've been listening to lately, a lot. All right. All right, here we go. Jody says there's a hack where you can stick some windbreak material that you put on normal mics over GoPro mics. I've seen that before, and for other GoPros, I've had it where it's basically just like a styrofoam cover, like the kind of stuff like that's on this microphone, like this kind of styrofoam, but it's shaped like a GoPro, and so it just sits over the entire thing. So I've definitely seen there's like those kinds of things. There's a big truck going by. So those can work too, but I've used those previously, but I haven't used one recently. So maybe that's something worth taking a look at. I don't know if we really need those anymore. Oh, Dr. Funk says, can you do a review on The Mandalorian Season 2? I haven't seen it yet. I haven't even finished Mandalorian Season 1. So that's something that I need to catch up on. Yeah. Ipsen Salta says Ginger Runner. That's funny. Oh, Spence Holmes says regarding the live streaming a run, SJD and True Love did it for her factory. Yeah, and he had it on one of those phone gimbals as well, and he was doing it, and he had it vertical mode, which makes a lot of sense. So that was, yeah. So that was pretty cool to see that. Danny J says, has anyone listened to the SJD fan-made Spotify playlist? What's it called? I forget. I don't know. But yeah, he was talking about it like today, wasn't he? I think he was. I don't remember. But yeah, he was talking about it recently, I think. Danny J says, I freaking love Billy, and she's a vegan. She is? I didn't know that. And then someone was saying about the where'd it go? Someone else. Sorry. Oh yeah, Ipsum Soltis says her Billie Eilish's 007 theme is dope. It is good, but you know who else has worked on that? Hans Zimmer, who I'm a big fan of his work, and so that's like that's what I think makes it. I mean, her vocals are great, but I think I don't know how much of a collaboration who did what, but the part that makes it sound like very like orchestral and cinematic, that definitely sounds like Hans Zimmer to me, and that part I'm really enjoying. Normally I like Adele's Bond song. I was like, that's good, but this one I was like, oh yeah, I really like this one. I've never really liked a Bond theme song before, but this one is good. Runner Will says, I have actual music on my phone because I need to know what's coming. Sometimes I pace with it. Yeah, that makes sense. I know a lot of people have been making the 180 beats per minute playlist. There's a feature on Spotify, I believe, where you could do that, where it gives you the 180 beats per minute. So I think that's pretty cool. I've never actually tried that though. Remy says Vegan Cyclist has a dope playlist. Ooh, I'll have to look for that. Let's check it out. Jeff Elliott says, honestly, The Mandalorian is really great. We'll be watching the finale tonight. Yeah, I gotta get it back into that. But here's the thing. So like most of my content, I've talked about this before, most of the content that I consume is like while I'm working on stuff. And so like that, when I watch it, I want to like, it's not that I'm trying to, but like I can't focus on anything but that. So then I don't get anything done. So that's the other thing. Cause like I need to like set aside time for it, and I'm already like sleep deprived, so it's like it's hard to kind of fit it in sometimes. All right, totally forgot that I have a third flavor of this strawberry. We'll see if I like this the best. Again, it's like sliced like twice the way that these bags are popping. But let's get this strawberry freeze-dried ice cream tasted. As far as the numbers go, it's 14. This one has the most sugar, I think. 14 grams of carb with the least salt. 40 milligrams, 7 grams of fat, least fat as well. And the least calories, 120. But, all pretty similar in the same range. Here's what this one looks like. Let's see if we get it in focus. Yeah, it's a little bit overexposed, so it's hard to kind of really see. But it also reminds me a lot of my kid's sidewalk chalk in terms of like the look of it. And again, the sidewalk chalk is also like lighter than it looks. So it's kind of like reminding me of that as well. This is delicious. Still has that pastiness thing to it, which, definitely is unusual. But, it's my first time eating a freeze-dried ice cream. I find these really large pieces very satisfying. It's like I want like a big brick of it. I don't like it when it's like all crumbled into pieces. That was a big piece of ice cream. That was good. I like the strawberry. Really good. All right. Matan Mordehai says, do you recommend owning a gun massage or some massage gun? I would say yes, but I would put a caveat in front of that. I would probably make sure you have a good foam roller that you like first. I'd say that's probably more useful. And then I think stretching is probably more important. So like it took me a while to figure out that stretching is good for me. Surprise, surprise. But I think like the order of importance for things that you can do, you can actively do to recover. I think it's like massage, foam roll, then massage gun. There are times where I'm like, yes, I need the massage gun on this spot, like right on my hip or something like that, where I really like it. But foam rolling, I just like kind of get on the foam roller and I'll find places that I didn't know were tight. The massage gun I like for places that I feel like, oh, this is where I want to work. So I find it very focused, but it works very differently than I think a foam roller. So I definitely like having one. And if you're in a phase of your training plan where you're doing a lot of hard work, you're going to find that you're like after a hard workout, you're going to be like, yes, I would like to get that massage gun out because I'm going to feel pretty good about it afterwards. So I like them. I've never tried like the super expensive ones, but I found a whole bunch of them that I do like that are pretty affordable. So I recommend. All right, let's do. Chris says freeze-dried ice cream makes it easier to dip in something else. Oh, you're a genius. That's now you're thinking. Amazing. Scott says, I heard if you put freeze-dried ice cream in a microwave, you'll go back in time. Oh man, that's so funny. Stephen Gershwin said, if you add water, does it turn into regular ice cream? I don't think so. I think it probably just dissolve into a weird like syrup. Jody says, I just can't see on a hot day reaching for a freeze-dried ice cream. It defeats the purpose of being cold and cooling you down while tasting good and making you fatter. Yeah. I think, I don't think it doesn't serve that same purpose either. It's again, I agree. I wouldn't reach for it on a summer day. But I think as far as like having like I think Martha's onto something. Like this could be something that you could have like if you were on like a long running day. So I feel like anytime you might want to reach for a stroopwafel, if you like are like stroopwafels aren't sweet enough for me, then I think the freeze-dried ice cream, that's like the way to go. Some people really like to have the sweets for their like running nutrition as well. I think the freeze-dried ice cream could really work out. I say the strawberry one is the sugariest, it feels like, of all of them. I think probably the best taste though. I mean, I like strawberry flavor, but I think the best tasting one of the three was that cookies and cream. So that was a good one. That's a good one. If we buy freeze-dried ice cream, are we depriving astronauts of dessert? I don't think so. I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be good. Rainrunner says we need to put the freeze-dried ice cream and dip it in regular ice cream. There you go. Yeah. Remy says get that hype rice. Money well spent, in my opinion. Okay. I mean, maybe I'll try one day. I mean, I think I have tried one before, but I've never like looked at it like, other than like, oh, let's try this. I didn't ever like try to review it. Let's do a couple more and then I got to get going, or maybe we'll do one more. Albert says, melt the freeze-dried ice cream onto some pasta and then add some M&Ms. Yeah, we watched Elf this morning with my kids. My kids are done with school for break now, so we just watched a movie this morning. It was awesome. And Brian and Alia says freeze-dried goo would save weight. It sure would. I do think that this is less gummy, like thick, viscous, like sticky than a goo for sure. So there you go. Yeah, Christiana says put a chunk of the freeze-dried ice cream on a stroopwafel and drizzle that gel while running. Yeah, I think like if I got a chocolate gel and then pieces of this freeze-dried ice cream on the stroopwafel, that's a dessert. That's a sugar bomb for sure. All right, here we got a shoe question, and then we'll end on this one for today. Hi, Cohen, everyone. When you go holiday / traveling far, do you bring a running shoe pair? And what type of shoe would you bring if you could bring only one? Yes, I typically do. And if I can bring only one, it would definitely be like a daily trainer. And so it would likely be whatever daily trainer I'm running in. So the last trip that I can remember going on was to Austin. So I was there for work earlier in this year. And, I guess I went to, did I go to Atlanta? I think I went to Atlanta after that. I went to Austin, Atlanta, and then also Phoenix early this year. But when I was in Austin, I brought the Kinvara 11 with me. So like a daily trainer that can kind of do whatever you might want to do. If I'm traveling, depending on where I am, if I'm traveling for work, it's usually like in a city. So it'd be something that has a little bit more road cushion is what I'd probably kind of lean towards. But then when I went to Phoenix, I brought trail shoes with me. I can't remember which ones I brought. Well, the last time I went out to Phoenix, were they Terra Tigers? I don't remember what I brought, but I would have brought trail shoes because I knew I was going to be running in trails out there. And then in Atlanta, I can't remember what I was running in when I was in Atlanta, but something like that, like a Pegasus would be good. A Beacon, I think, would be really good as well. It's lightweight, doesn't take up a lot of space. I think a really great option if you're really looking to save space would be the Atreyu, like the base model. That one, like the upper is super floppy. You can probably like squish the two shoes on top of each other and save a lot of space. So that's something that I would do. But I also like look to make it one that like if I have to go for work and I might have dress shoes, and then I try to make the running shoe be like my running shoe slash like if I gotta go like to walk to the convenience store or just do something not work related that I could wear. And so like, you know, one that I like wearing as well as one that's functional as a running shoe. That's kind of what I like to do. All right, Brian and Alia leaving us with the question, I guess a question of the live stream. What else can we freeze dry? I'm going to look to see what other freeze dried foods we can find. So I'll keep an eye out for you. All right, but I'm going to leave it there for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in for today's Monday Mukbang on the freeze dried ice cream. Definitely a unique experience. And, you know, I will be eating these probably Wednesday morning before my long run. So I'll let you guys know how that goes on the Wednesday live stream. Tomorrow morning, we'll have the video about the Atreyu artist and a quick little update on that shoe. And then we'll do Trivia Tuesday. We'll see what we can do for Trivia Tuesday. I've got to put it together. Hopefully we'll make it fun. Do we want to do another Name That Shoe? I think we could do another Name That Shoe. Let's do that again tomorrow. So we'll do Name That Shoe tomorrow for Trivia Tuesday. If you missed it last week, this is your chance to get back in there today. I'm going to try to make it harder this time. So I'm going to make sure that I don't have anything with dead giveaways in it like I did last week. So we'll do that. All right. Thanks for tuning in today, everybody. In the meantime, until I see you again, be safe out there.